What would I do? And I don't give vaccine advice to parents. I don't tell them to vaccinate or not. My job is to educate people, to take information and turn it into films, to do the heavy lifting for them, to assimilate the science in a coherent and hopefully entertaining way that allows them to then make a decision, to go down that rabbit hole, to investigate, to research themselves, so that they can come to a fully informed opinion. What would I do if I had a child today, if I had a newborn? I wouldn't vaccinate them. I wouldn't do it because the safety of those vaccines has not been proven to me sufficiently.
So when you say that, do you mean you wouldn't vaccinate at all, any vaccine whatsoever? Because in the past you have said instead of using the MMR vaccine, it would be better to split it and taking it like with 1 year apart as being the safe choice. Because obviously children can still be infected by measles and rheumatoid, but and we've seen obviously recently like 2 children have died from measles. So why the change of opinion now? Why would
Okay,
you not vaccinate?
you're absolutely right. Back in 1998, when the paper came out, that was my suggestion to parents. I knew very little about other vaccines. I wasn't a vaccine doctor. I was a gastrointestinal surgeon. And so based upon the stories that parents were telling us, and because we saw this almost exclusively in children receiving MMR, not the single vaccines, the single measles vaccine, I made that recommendation. I then came to America to testify before Congress, and I heard about the mercury preservative in vaccines. I thought that's crazy. No one would surely inject any child with mercury, but lo and behold, mercury was in the vaccine, many of the vaccines, ostensibly as a preservative, and mercury is incredibly toxic, particularly to the
Yeah.
developing brain. So why were they doing that? Then I discovered there was aluminum in them. And so as I learned more and more and more, my position changed. It was reinforced in the setting of MMR by the CDC fraud, but it also embraced other vaccines as well until I came to the realization that Bobby Kennedy's come to, that Peter McCullough, that all these people have come to, that there is no such thing as a safe vaccine. So my opinion has certainly changed over the years to become more polarized, if you like,
Yeah.
in the demand for adequate safety profiling studies of these vaccines. That has not happened. So that was the basis for the change in my thinking about this.
Yeah.
And it will continue to evolve as the science emerges.
So in conclusion, it comes down to the parent to decide whether they want to take the risk with the vaccine or take the risk with natural causes.
Absolutely. It must, in the end, be based upon fully informed voluntary consent. That is the basis
Mm.
of medicine. One of the founding principles of medicine is that you cannot force a medical procedure on anyone. You can't bully them or coerce them. But clearly, we've seen that happen time and time again with vaccines, and in particular, the COVID shot, which is reprehensible. It's unforgivable. And people suffer as a consequence, but have no comeback. When they're injured, like the guy you were talking about, he's left to fend for himself because there's no liability for the damage done by these